Hello, this is Monique Johnson with Healthy Movements International. So, let's talk stress. You will notice that my yoga and meditation events are called the Stress Less Zone. And there's a purpose why I named it that. So, let's talk stress. I Google stress so that we know that we're talking about the same thing. And the definition is a state of mental or emotional strain, tension resulting from an adverse or very demanding circumstances, or also pressure or tension exerted on a material object. So, stress. There are two types of stress. One is eustress, and the second is distress. Distress. Okay? So let's talk about the first one, eustress. EU stress. There is a type of stress that's a good thing. Okay? It's the type of thing that, we stretch out our muscles so that we put those weights on, we work them out, we tense up, stretch them out so that they can rebuild, so that they are stronger afterwards, okay? That's a use for stress that afterwards it is a good thing. Stress can also be a eustress is a motivating stress. So let's say you love your job. And so when you get up in the morning, which can be kind of stressful to get up with an alarm clock or something, but you getting up and going to work and dealing with the deadlines and all of that is a eustress if you really love your job and you love everything about it. It is a motivator. Okay, so that's the one kind of stress. Now let's talk about the other stress, which is distress. That's the type that with yoga and meditation and all the things that I do that I am addressing. So distress is a different type of stress. One way that I've heard it said is by using a rubber band. So this is the neutral place. This is the place where you have all access to all of your energy to focus it wherever you want, to create whatever you want. But what really happens usually is we're at this place. If you can remember of your neutral stress zone, you may not even can remember being in it. But let's say you are in it, and let's say you wake up, alarm clock, boom, little stress. Let's say it's not a job you love, but it's a job you have, boom, a little bit more stress. Let's say that you got to hurry up and get the kids to school or make sure that they're taken care of, stress. You go to work and there's new projects or changes you were unexpectedly have, stress. You deal with the boss all day. Then you go home and you love your family and all, but let's say there's some stress there, having a relationship. What do you do to relieve the stress? Maybe have a little wine. Maybe you take a salt stressless bath. Let's say you watch a little mindless TV. Let's say you have conversation that releases a little of the stress. Beautiful. Then what happens? The next day, next morning, go to work. Have the boss. Do the projects. Come home. Boom. A little release. Then go to work. Okay? So we are mostly walking around with this amount, if not more, of distress. And distress, remember, it is connected to over 85% of all physical illnesses can be related back, connected to stress. So our stressless zone is truly to bring you back into balance when it comes to stress. Okay? Now, I'll talk a little bit more about the stressless zone, how I do it, especially for my yoga people who understand the yoga language. But for the average person, this is reason enough to come to the stressless zone workshops. Get you back in balance, release your stress so that you can work from a place of hopefully this instead of that. Burnout happens. What happens eventually? The rubber band breaks. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.